stubble, and then we're going to be chiseling in next week in preparation for nursery planting. So we got a Stolfus spreader. It's a lime slash fertilizer spreader, and here's the new trailer, which we worked on this winter. So we're going to pull under the spout here and load up and go spread to the field. So we'll pull under here without ripping the spout off. And we'll get lined up underneath it. One key with the fertilizer tenders like this is they shoot out a little bit farther than the spout. So you don't want to be directly center. You want to keep that spout just a little bit to the left of your spreader, and then it should land perfectly in the center of the spreader. So let's get out here. Fertilizer spreader is pretty simple. It's all hydraulic. We got one for the spinners and one for the up and down for the wheel. So we'll see how this spreader or tender works. So we were using the truck's wet line to power this unit. So we turned that on by right here. Clutch driven, so we let the clutch out, and then the wet line engages. That beeping's just low air pressure. And then we just run it up to about 1100 RPM, set our cruise, and we have hydraulic flow to the tender. So this controls the tender. We got two valves for our augers, one in the belly and then one on the discharge up to the top there. The other two are for boom controls. We got the fold and then the boom up, boom down. So we did a lot of work to this trailer, building it this winter. Redid all of our frame rails on the unit. Went through all new brakes, new drums. We didn't need new cans, but we ended up putting new valves on the whole trailer. So this is some new rubber. This is DOT ready. So let's fire this up. This has 4 compartments, 15-ton tender here. So we're going to turn on our discharge first, and then our belly. If we did it the other way, we'd have a plug and then we'd be shoveling. So we got a flow, so we're pumping about 14 gallons a minute, and then our pressure is quite low right now, which is good. If we had higher pressure, we knew we'd be headed for trouble. So these control the gates for the fertilizer to come out, and you'll be able to hear it start. The other 3 compartments are already empty. We only have fertilizer in compartment 1. So by being over to the left a little bit, you can see it's landing perfectly there in the center. some more fertilizer. What we're going to do is we're going to get a split load. We're going to get the remaining tons that we need for our nursery ground here, and the rest of the truck we're going to fill out for soybean blend that we put down pre-plant, so we can get spreading that tomorrow, so we can be tilling it in this weekend and starting next week for planting soybeans. So we're on site for one of the fields we're going to be putting our nursery crop in this year. You can see this gray residue in front of me, and that is leftover lime. We spread lime on the fields to adjust the pH of the soil. This farm here is 52 acres here, and what we did is we came through and grid sampled this. So I've talked in the past, we sample a certain section. So this field is 50 acres, and each grid we did here was about 2.5 acres. So we have a pretty good chunk of zones in here, and with that it told us that our pH was off a pretty good amount in some spots. So we put down a lot of lime in this field, and we're going to be chiseling this. This got a burn down herbicide, so these weeds here are killed off, and we'll start chiseling here tomorrow or Monday. So it's Friday right now. To give you a reference, first day of sun in about 1 week, I'd say. We've had a lot of rain. It's still a little sticky, a little stickier than I'd like to be out here, but I got to get some ground in front of the tillage here, otherwise they're going to be right on me. So what I'm doing is I got this light bar GPS. I'm using my previous line, and you can see just, I don't know, we got lucky, we're right on the line. So number one remote here is for my spinners. I'm gonna pull that back. I'm gonna rev up the RPM to 2,000, and when we do that, we are increasing the flow, so our spinners are spinning faster. And this one here controls the wheel, which controls our chain. So I'm gonna put that down right now, and we're gonna go in second gear, and we're gonna run right on this line here. So we are spreading, and that is too slow for me, so we're gonna get shifting up here. Put in our four-wheel drive, and we are spreading. So I left off on the field over there, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to work on this edge, so I knew how many passes are in the field. So right now I'm on pass 30 for this field. And then we're gonna count where we left off over there, so when we run out of fertilizer, we know exactly how many more passes we have to do. Times that by the width, length of this field, we'll know how many tons we need. We are putting down 600 pounds of fertilizer to the acre, so it's quite a bit. Some of the most that we do on fertilizer, but this field needs it. We got a real important nursery crop coming in here, so we're going to feed that soil, and you know, with that we're going to be building it also for the next crop. Our phosphorus levels are lower than normal for our area, just because we don't use any manure, which in manure there's quite a bit of phosphorus. So we're building the phosphorus levels as well as the potassium are pretty important in what we're doing now. So our spread width's 40 feet, so that's what we'll use for a calculation. But as long as we maintain the RPMs, we can drive as fast as we want without damaging the equipment, because this is a ground-driven spreader. The faster we drive, the faster the chain will spin, because the chain is connected to the tires on the spreader. So I just turned the spreader off. We're on some point rows here. I'm just swinging to the left here so I don't have to make this turn so sharp. I like the downshift, so we're going to be on pass 29, which you won't be able to see because of the sun. But we're going up the hill, so we're losing a little bit of RPM. So I'm going to make sure I stay downshifted so we keep the RPMs higher. But as soon as we get rolling, I'm going to keep shifting up, and I'm going to keep going as fast as I can across this field. Sometimes it's hard to see the fertilizer, but if you really look at the weeds, you can see the fertilizer bouncing off of it and off the soybean stubble. So we'll be planting this field in nursery, like I said. We're going to plant this north and south, which we're running right now east and west. This is how we plant the soybeans. So when we work this field, we'll be working this at a very steep angle, at a miter, so that way we keep this field as smooth as we can. We hardly work any of our ground straight with how the planter goes, and we do that so we can try to smooth the soil and make it as smooth as we can. So I'm going up a steep hill here. I lost a lot of RPM, but our spread pattern still was covering that 40 feet, which is good. So you can see it's a little sticky. There's a little bit of mud flying off my tires. This is a lighter unit, so we're not making too much of a mess. So that's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to give you a little update of what we were doing here. I was spreading fertilizer all morning, and it was pretty easy, pretty calm going. So I said, let's get that camera and show you guys what I'm doing. So that's that. We're coming off a stretch of very wet and cold weather, like I said. The apple blossoms are just starting to really come out now. We got the beehives in the orchard, but they haven't been very busy lately just because it's been so cold and wet, so they haven't been flying. So hopefully this weekend we got some nice weather in the forecast and they'll get to work, and I'm going to try to get the drone out and give you some drone photos of the apple blossom here in upstate New York. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be giving another video out here soon. Thanks.